Alrighty then, by the title of this game, you can tell, well, you can tell a whole lot. It's a little clickbaity because it's not actually a 1v9, it's more like a 2v8. You know, to be fair, you'll see what I mean. But it sounds better when you call it a 1v9 because if you watch the stream, if you watch this game, oh my god, I can't even like pretend to be, not stressed about rewatching this thing again. So just normal clear as ever. My Kiana is already spamming pings mid. Is like, help me, I'm losing the lane. As if I can do anything at level 2 if I don't have a crowd control teammate mid lane. He's pretty good. Nunu's pretty good at ganking at level 2 as long as their teammate can follow up with something. But this is a Zoe. Her sleep is going to get one of us and it's just going to blow off the whole gank. The other option I do have to kill is the Pantheon, who's just, is pretty much front-liney. He gets really close to getting stomped, but nah, the grab misses. Then Udyr's sort of hovering around here and forced me to hover around just to keep the Darius safe. So they have vision of me here, so we're just kind of playing cat and mouse. Retreat, my Kiana, you can tell she's getting hurt again, and I try to force a gank mid lane, and I don't know if Zoe used her flash or her own, or during the game where Kiana's flash that she stole with that ability. That's totally fair and cool and unique. So, yeah, I also didn't know the Pantheon had DC'd, but so far it's in my team's favor a little bit, but both kills are on Darius, and someone like Zoe can pretty much annoy him to hell come mid-game if she doesn't get stopped, and currently she is, double the CS of Kiana, and then Pantheon gets the kill against the Darius, so my hopes are dashed, but I still have yet to fully surrender. I keep the morale up as much as possible. You're Nunu. When you play Nunu, the only thing you can spread is misery. You shouldn't be miserable yourself. I go down to gank bottom lane, but the trap gets me, and not the kind of trap I like. I do my best to try to kill Lux, and we do down her, but Udyr shows up in time to basically enable 2 revenge kills, which makes that whole gank really bad, and already my morale is starting to drop. Anyways, go back to clearing. My item build this game is just basically going to be tanky with, some kind of focus on cooldown reduction and, just do my best to try to put myself in the middle of the fight and crowd control. Here I get a pretty good gank against the Pantheon, mostly because I know he's pretty much doomed. He flashes, but there's no escape. Darius and I overlap our ultimates. My ultimate would have killed him, and so would Darius's. I probably should have let him go with it. I also steal the blue. Good for me right there. Pretty good. I should have, not used my ultimate in that case, and now I don't have it. However, what I do have is another opportunity to kill this Pantheon. So I go clear up here as Darius goes to heal himself. The Pantheon, I think he tried to do a level 6 gank, but because he got spotted by the river scuttle ward death thingy, he decided to go back. And then we just easily grab him again, and we just make him really sad. He's probably already tilted by having DC'd a little bit. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy, he dies. 4-6 in my team's favor, but again, you can see there's a bit of a problem. 4 of those kills are on Darius. However, a good thing is that we do get this turret, and the Zoe was like, hey, you know what? I'm a super annoying champion. I could totally have taken down these 2, so we give her a little bit of a death chase and eventually grab her and put her in the grave where she belongs. So now, the kill on the Zoe gives the Kiana some breathing room. That's pretty good. My bottom lane does that again, not pretty good. Although they are keeping up, and honestly, it's not too bad on bottom lane. But I do know, and you can see here, the Janna and the Caitlyn are yelling at each other. So now you're going to start seeing the Janna just sort of do whatever the hell she wants. Just, roam around and on the excuse of, warding. Here, well, they learn real quickly that Nunu's a real fat bastard, and if you can't kill him quickly, then you're just not going to kill him at all. And, Pantheon got to eat a really good ultimate and died, and then Zoe did too. They learned, do not mess with Nunu. I gave a death chase to the Lux, just try to grab her and then steal these camps just for shits and giggles. Then she puts down a ward, and then the Janna puts herself in such a bad position, she pretty much dies. Like, why would you do this? There was no gain. You exposed yourself to being shot by the Caitlyn, who obviously had that tribush warded, and so this just kind of gunned you down. So no bueno. I was going to steal the red buff, but, with John dead, I don't even try. Lux gets too close, gets killed, we get the dragon, hooray for us. So, yeah, we do have quite a bit of advantage. But where's the 1v9 Stonewall? Well, again, just wait till mid-game. Here I catch Zoe, just wanting to punish her, just wanting to make her feel miserable because this champion deserves no happiness. But she escapes to the plant and taunts us a little bit because that's the kind of champions that Zoe inspires. Here we go for a little bit of a fight, but there's, I was like, Kiana, you just kind of hanging back. So I try to drag them to Kiana, but at that point, I was in such a bad position, my ultimate basically had no effect. Kiana should have joined us in that little fight because her ultimate could have grabbed them all in that little bush corridor. But I think she was too afraid because she's been far too behind. And then Jana dies again. Pretty much at this point, if you've been taking shots at how many times Jana has died, you'd have some kind of liver disease. Once again, though, me and the Darius catch the enemy Zoe and the Pantheon, and we just slowly beat them to death. Put them in the graves. Then poor little Lux, she's just caught, and I let Darius get this kill because I probably should have let him get the other ones, but you see, it's a 2v8 so far. The 1v9 again, it was just for title purposes because it's kind of funny, but I felt like the world was against me this game. But right now, the Darius is like the one trying the hardest. But even he and the rest of the team are sort of like lingering a little bit too much. Here, they don't get punished. But I keep alluding to, come the mid game, it's where everyone runs around like a headless chicken, and a champion like Nunu, who needs his team to be effective, becomes less effective. And considering I've basically been part of a lot of the kills and a lot of the shenanigans, I need a little bit of help to secure these little kills that just get away from me. Look at that. Just rewatching that is frustrating because if you were to just maintain a momentum, even as a supportive jungler, you can force your teammates, or you can just sort of push them in the direction you want. But you can see the gap is starting to close in on us. The Udyr is getting farmed. He has 4 kills, in fact. And if we can't keep the Udyr in check, he can start running around doing shenanigans. And then Janna dies again because I don't know what she was doing. But yeah, she and the Sivir were just like yelling at each other. Like I said, Darius, for whatever good he was doing in the early game, decided it would be a smart idea to push mid by himself, and he's going to get killed. So now we've lost all position. And then comes the moment of rage. I go in with my snowball, and I miss everybody. Because, obviously, this is barely telegraphed, but they realize real quickly, wait, Nunu barely took any damage. And then Sivir and I, with our combined speed boost, just charged through everybody. You could see the fear in the enemy team, slowly just abandoning their teammates to die. It's like, okay, they left Pantheon to die. They left, and once I caught Caitlyn, they're like, oh, she's dead. And then Zoe's like, well, Lux is dead now. And then Zoe's like, oh, no, I'm dead too now. But then Janna messed that up, and she got to survive. Janna should have just kept falling instead of, I don't know, doing her ultimate for no reason. So yeah, that was pretty funny, right? And remember, they're gonna say that quote differently now. In order to survive Nunu, you just gotta run faster than the rest of your team. Here, I tried to use my snowball to just force the enemy team away because I thought they wouldn't gain jump my teammates, but they kind of didn't. Go back, get myself the blue buff, and you could see my item build: Dead Man's Blade, Cinder Hulk, building Righteous Glory. Though through the course of the game, the first uses of Righteous Glory aren't too effective. It's mostly when you use it on Nunu is so you can use shorter distance snowballs to a greater effect because, the startup of the snowball is slow. But if you use it in conjunction with Righteous Glory, it can go better. And yeah, you did mess up my snowball there, which could have been really good if I had slammed them from behind. We catch Lux, and I could have killed her if I had used my ultimate, but I didn't want to waste an ultimate on the support who's been dying so many times. Anyways. But the alternative to Righteous Glory would be Shirelia's, which can give you a bigger speed boost from a farther distance and, without the added slow, and it can also work on your teammates. But if you use it when you're using your W from a long distance, your teammates will probably be left in the dust. So you can see why I prefer Righteous Glory. And there I die. And my hope is, again, still just being crushed. At this point, if you were watching stream, you could see me just, like, venting. It's just like, oh my god, I don't know what to do this game. It's like, you want your teammates to stop messing around, but Sivir and the Janna approach this 2v1 so badly they die, and then it leads to Janna getting killed too. I don't know what the hell was going on there. You can see, it's a disaster. And I'm a supportive jungler. What can I do here? The next item I'm building is the Gargoyle Stoneplate. Mostly because I'm going to try to get myself into the middle of the enemy team and just eat all their skill shots. Eat everything they've got and force them out. Shove them through, put them into a corridor, and hopefully my teammates can do something about that. And you can see Udyr here is just running a train on the Sivir. If it wasn't for Janna showing up, she would have died. And then, as you can see, the Udyr's just sort of been split pushing all game, just kind of causing a lot of pressure. So even if my team could somehow work together and win, if we don't have everybody, if we're forced to put one or two people at defense against the Udyr, we stand no chance. That early display of badassery from Nunu, me, could only have been replicated because the enemy team super underestimated me. However, though, you can see that was a really good snowball, but that goddamn sleep got me, and it would have been more effective if I hadn't been slept. However, though, we still got 2 kills, so it's still good. It just could have been a lot cooler. There again, the sleep. I just hate that damn sleep. She barely has to aim it. She just gotta aim it in the only way I can actually travel through it. So it's I hate it. Anyways. The next item I'm building is actually one that was even unusual to me after the Gargoyle Stoneplate, I mean. I am actually going to be building Wit's End. I don't even know what compelled me to buy it. I knew I needed some kind of damage item, but I also didn't want to just get blown up by like Zoe or something. And I know I had some magic resistance, especially with Stoneplate at this point. So I don't even know why I bought Wit's End. So it could have been anything else, and in contrary right now, I could have bought Titanic Hydra and it would have been pretty cool. Either way though, as you can see, I just sort of barreled through them, through the Udyr, and just caught the Zoe. At this point, honestly, the enemy team cannot kill me without excessive amounts of effort. And if they do that, hopefully my teammates can do something. Because I figure that Darius can at least melt them, if they ignore him and, cast all the crowd control on me. That's the hope. The hope is that I set the whole path to victory up here. But all it takes is my Janna not messing up, my Sivir getting, in the right position and not just getting murdered, and the Kiana, well, the Kiana's just got to stay out of the way. The Darius is like my main hombre here, but even he's been messing up, so I hope he takes the lead. Once again, I barrel through straight to the Caitlyn, put myself in the middle, trying to get them with that little snowball aura thing. Caitlyn gets killed. I still keep chasing after the Zoe, force her into this little corridor while the rest of my teammates deal with the other straggler nearby. You can see them, tear them apart. And then instead, Pantheon gets killed here. I turn around, catch the Lux and the Zoe. They're in a very awkward position because they can't really run through anybody. So, they decide to try to fight, but easily get killed. Zoe dies and Lux dies, but you can see in the back over there, the Udyr is just rampaging through everything. So yeah, we're kind of beaten down to our Nexus turrets right now. We only got one inhibitor turret, so it's getting a little scary, a little dicey. So I'm just hoping for the best. You can see also the CS disparity between some members. It's not as bad as it could be, but it's also not as good as it could be. However, though, surprisingly, I kept up in CS this game. It's rare that it happens on a Nunu, mostly because you're forced to, do whatever. Here, my teammates want to go for Baron, but I don't feel like it's a smart choice. I go through, Snowball once again fails because of the sleep. However, because I have Stoneplate, I just take all their damage, all their skill shots. Like I said, the Zoe cannot get her balls through me. So I just go right through them, slowing them, biting them, doing everything. And my team's following me, and we just barrel through them. I go through the tower because what's that going to do, huh? And just get them absolutely destroyed. Udyr survived, though, and he just kind of ran off. You could see him tear through our base. Sivir and Janna go back and stop him just in time before he actually starts damaging the Nexus. And then he still takes a couple towers. So that's not good. We're super exposed now. We basically need a miracle. And that miracle is here, where the enemy team thought they could take a Darius who's basically been force-fed this entire game and kills 2 of their members. Not their most valuable members, mind you. But then, la piece la resistance. Here, Caitlyn, by her lonesome, is going to try to run away, but I have a righteous glory, and I have a snowball, and I can actually drive this thing properly, and I slam into her, grab her with my slows and my ultimate, and then Janna steals the kill, of course. Just to drum up the irony in this, and then we just push through, we barrel through as much as we can, do as much damage as we can to prevent them from being able to push, so they have to defend, get the inhibitor and the other inhibitor. And then, I take more damage. But again, I'm Nunu. It basically barely tickles me. So right now, again, they know we're going for the Baron, so instead of going directly through those bushes, I try to barrel through the other side, and then they ignore the rest of my team, which allows the Darius to basically run right through them. And then poor Udyr's trapped, and of course he tries to escape, but he gets pulled in, and the amount of damage Darius could pull out with his bleeds and the Sivir can too is brutal. And then I go from behind once again with the snowball hitting two members. I get stunned, I get slowed, and all that other good stuff, so I'm not able really to control all three of them, but I do get the Caitlyn killed. I do slow him enough, so the Zoe will get murdered right now by me and the Darius. And then the Pantheon sort of turns around, and he's going to survive, though, because he uses his E to block the Darius ultimate. But with that, I managed to secure the victory for the team. I got to give props also to the Darius, too, and well, props to the Darius and the Sivir, I guess, for using her ultimate properly. She managed to come back into this game, too. But oh my god, this game was stressful beyond all belief. And I thought it was lost. But Nunu carried the day. Yeah.